Hello, everyone, and welcome to the channel. It's your boy Moody. And after 20 days of waiting for the Premier League, it's finally back. And what a start to the weekend! A twist in the title race. Bournemouth just defeated Arsenal for the second season in a row at the Emirates Stadium, 2-1. And this is a heavy blow for Arsenal. They are coming off of a win against Sporting in the Champions League, but domestically they have been doing pretty bad recently. They lost the EFL Cup final against Manchester City, and since then it felt like their season was hindered. It was about to go down. And it did. In the FA Cup quarterfinals, they lost against Southampton, and today against Bournemouth in a game where they needed a win, they needed a statement win because they will be facing Manchester City after the Sporting second leg. So they needed this statement win and they fumbled it. They didn't get the win. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe and follow the socials. I'm tweeting the entire time during the game, and I'm going to be doing some watch alongs on Twitch. So let's get started with this game between Arsenal and Bournemouth. So after West Ham defeated Wolves yesterday at the kickoff of the round of 32 in the Premier League, they placed Tottenham in the relegation zone with that win. And today at the top of the morning, Arsenal was hosting Bournemouth. And Arsenal is coming off of two games while Bournemouth did not play a competitive game in the past 20 days. Arsenal lost the FA Cup quarterfinals to Southampton, and midweek they faced against Sporting in Portugal for the Champions League quarterfinals, where they managed to come off of a win by a goal from Kai Havertz in the last dying minutes of the game. And coming in today, you expected that Arsenal, okay, they might be coming back. They might have their morales up after the win in the Champions League. But we've seen a completely different story. We've seen a twist in the title race that we did not expect. Bournemouth actually showed and played as if they were the team that is leading the league. They played really well, very organized and well disciplined. And thanks to their manager, Iraola. Iraola is incredible. The way he managed the game, the way he's been doing, developing players. Semenyo used to play under him before his move to Manchester City. And at one point in the Premier League, the first 10 rounds or so of the Premier League, Bournemouth was in the top four. And they have a strong lineup. They have great individual players, from Froppy to Sensei in the back line and Hill. And in the midfield, exceptional players. I think the best player of the game today was Scott. Scott, alongside Christie, ran the midfield. They possessed the ball, they moved the ball, built the play. They were able to get out of pressure. And Scott scored the winning goal for Bournemouth that put him ahead of Arsenal with a classy finish to the bottom right corner of Raya. Now, Arsenal, you expect them to do a lot better than what we've seen today. Arsenal should be controlling the tempo of the game, should be possessing the ball more, creating more chances, but they only had three shots on target, just like Bournemouth did. And Arsenal looked a little bit deflated as time kept progressing, time kept going into the game, and they were not scoring. You just felt like the demeanor was going down. Like they have this fear of losing. They are not able to perform under adversity. And we've seen it before in the EFL Cup final against Manchester City. After they went down, there was no character, no personality, nothing from Arsenal that gave us that feeling, okay, Arsenal's going to come back. And Manchester City closed them and gave them something I guess they didn't expect, where they allowed them to play in the back and they just sat there and waited for them to build up play, and Arsenal just had no answer. They were not able to do anything with the ball. They were not able to build up play, find gaps, find their midfield players. And at some points in the game, and we've seen this prior, you feel like Arsenal just lost it, like they're not going to make a comeback or they're not going to get points. And today, in between the 50th and 60th minute, I felt that. I'm watching the game and I'm seeing these Arsenal players, a lot of errors, a lot of mistakes. You just feel the pressure is mounting on them that they need to come out with a positive result. The game was tied 1-1, and they should have just kept going. They increase their momentum a little bit, push up front, have a lot of pressure attacking, put some pressure against the Bournemouth defenders. But it was completely the opposite. I felt like Bournemouth were the ones that putting pressure on Arsenal defenders. They were the ones attacking the ball. They were closing the gaps. And that is bad from Arsenal if you want to finish the season with a title and you want to win the Premier League or the Champions League. You need to do better under distress, under hardship, under times where you got unlucky and you got scored on. Just like today in Bournemouth's first goal, the ball took a wicked deflection off of Saliba's foot and managed to make it all the way to the far post in Kropi's path where he tapped it in. It was unfortunate, but Arsenal did not stop. They continued, they pushed, they got chances, and then off of a header that went into Sensei's hand, and it was an obvious penalty. It was a deserved penalty because Sensei had his hand away from his body. And Jokers finished that penalty and they tied it 1-1 before the halftime. In the second half, Arsenal should be building momentum, trying harder, scoring, uh, pushing higher, pressing their defenders. But what you saw from Arsenal in the second half was deflation, which as time kept going, you see them beating themselves down and kind of afraid of losing. They had this fear of losing. They did not want to lose the game and they're thinking about the negative outcomes of the game instead of the positive. And when you're thinking about that, it throws you off the game. Then came Scott with the winner, the second goal. He had an exceptional game. I think he was the best player on the pitch, not only because he scored the winner, because the way he was running, building up play, getting out of pressure, all of that stuff. He was exceptional today. It was a beautiful build up play by Bournemouth, by Ryan, Evan Olsen, and then it ended to Scott, who placed it at the bottom corner. It was a beautiful shot. And they managed to come out with the win. As time kept going, you just felt like Arsenal are going to lose this game or Arsenal is not going to come out with points in this game. And that's what ended up happening. Bournemouth finished the game winning 2-1. It's their second win in a row at the Emirates Stadium against Arteta's men. I just believe that if Arsenal want to win a title, whether it's Champions League or the Premier League, they're going to need to do a lot better than that. They're going to need to stop sulking. And this is another defeat that is going to hit their morale. I truly believe that Arsenal got hit in the core, in their heart, their demeanor got hit after the EFL Cup loss to Manchester City. That loss, after watching Arsenal, the way they reacted to that loss, after going one down during the game, I just thought that Arsenal lost it, that this hit their confidence. The team will not be able to recover from this loss against Manchester City. And right after it, they lost in the FA Cup quarterfinals to second division, to the championship team, Southampton. At Sporting, they did not perform that well. They only came with a 1-0 victory. Sporting could have tied it. They could have got the lead before Arsenal scored, but Raya made a crucial save for them. And today, you just seen them very low in morale. You just seen them down and deflated. And I don't know how they're going to continue if they plan to win the title because Arsenal has crucial games ahead of them. They have the Sporting second leg game at the Emirates Stadium, and then they're going to have to travel to the Etihad to face Manchester City next in the Premier League. And that is a very, very crucial game. And it's going to be at the home of Manchester City. Manchester City, right now, they're sitting 9 points behind with 2 games in hand. So if Manchester City win those 2 games and they defeat Arsenal in their next meeting, they're going to be tied in points and it's going to be down to goal differential. And I think Arsenal are leading by about 8 goals right now ahead of Manchester City. But going from 12 or 9 points to being tied in points just because you beat yourself down and you were not able to come with points or victories in your games, that's all on you. They're bottling the league. They bottled the FA Cup. They bottled the EFL Cup. They're about to bottle the Champions League. It's uh, it's insane. I don't know what to say other than if you don't do it right now, it's gonna be too late. If you don't pick yourself up right now, Arsenal, it's gonna be too late for you. You're going to come out of the season with no trophies, no silverware, and there's nothing else to say except well done, Bournemouth. Ariola was incredible today. Scott was incredible. The entire Bournemouth team were sensational today against Arsenal, getting their second win in a row in 2 seasons at the Emirates Stadium. And catch me on Twitch, where I'm going to be watching the Barcelona Espanyol game, the Derby Catalonia. So make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and peace out.